good. We're good. We're good.
Let's get to work. We still got an echo on this.
Take that away.
I don't mind the echo. You can do echo the whole show. I don't care.
We got Los on the. Just Los in there by himself right now. He don't know.
You just tell me when it turns to everybody.
Oh, no, everyone's there. It's going down. They can hear us now. They just see Los. That's all.
Not on my screen.
There it is. Hello, everybody.
We're live.
We're back.
We're back.
It took a while.
Holy crap.
Yo, listen, man. Technology.
Holy crap.
Shizzle.
That's what I want to start off by saying today.
Crack.
Blame it on the cold.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, make sure you get some mic.
It's a yeah.
cold
It's,
outside.
get,
Word.
you know how to use a mic.
We won't be able to hear you.
You know what? We're gonna give you. This is your pass for 2025.
I'm good. I got here and no one helped me.
Nobody helped you. Our guests were about to bounce.
saw me,
I was
man.
working.
The guests were
Just watching me struggle, people.
they were doing the eye stuff like
Watching
they're
me
like
struggle. They was like, look at this guy struggling.
this podcast sucks. That's what they were saying. They're like, I'm never coming back.
Running it.
Nah. All right, this is the Manhood Tree Podcast. We're gonna stay positive. Actually, this is a positive show, man. We're not going negative. We're gonna stay positive. This is the Manhood Tree Podcast. My name is Abdul Rahman bin Muhammad. Yo, it's a new year. It's 2025. Right. Oh man, I'm feeling good. I'm so happy to be here. Across from me we have
Alonzo Lee Beckett.
yes, Alonzo Lee Beckett. He's back, season 2. Yo, we're in season 2. Yo, let me give you a handshake on that. 45 episodes, season 2. So we've already made a commitment this year. So we did 44 last year. 44. So we got to do 45 this year.
52 weeks in a year. I just want to let you know that. It's only 52 weeks in a year.
I know there's only 52 weeks in a year. So we did 44 episodes out of 52. And so we're going to come back this year we're doing 45. We're going to beat our number.
Yeah, we didn't miss. This is the first week we could have done it.
Yeah, this is the first
Tuesday.
This is the first Tuesday. Yeah.
Can't miss.
Yeah. We're not missing none.
Shout out.
All right. And so over to my right, we got a great guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
How y'all doing, y'all? My name is Shine the Poet.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any other things you want to tell the people about you before we get started, you know?
Father, I'm a father of 3.
Nice.
3 girls.
Oh,
Well,
Girl
3
dad.
young women.
Dad.
Oh, young women.
Okay.
Young women, actually. You know, I'm just about the community, about uplifting brothers and positive relationships and, of course, poetry.
Yo, this is what it's all about. This is what we're about too. And over to my left, my good friend, my brother. Introduce yourself, man.
Hey, my name is Carlos Toro. If you know me, they call me Los or Tito if we're from the neighborhood. But yeah, I'm here to talk about fatherhood. dads,
Fatherhood, dads. Okay,
manhood.
that's where we're going today. Yo, so this show tonight is, like I said, we're all about positivity. I don't know how much.
Shout outs first. Remember.
Oh, who we shouting out?
Remember, we got our sponsors.
Who's our sponsors?
White People Clinical Services.
No. I'm gonna do my own ad. Yes, I'd like to give a shout out tonight. We're gonna start off with our sponsors. This year we got sponsors, man. Give me a little round of applause. Yeah, man. This show is sponsored by the great My People Clinical Services and My People Community Services. If you are a person in our community, the Hartford community, and you need some therapeutic support, you need some fatherhood support, contact My People Clinical Services, 111 Gillette Street, right here in the great city of Hartford. We're also sponsored by
NASCAP. What that is? Remember that? Let me remember that.
I remember that.
That's some red. That's some old redness.
Old school. Yeah.
Do a real sponsor.
The sponsors.
It's
Any
Scriffold.
video.
Any video.
Any video. We're New England Video Productions. We do testimonials, video content for your monthly content packages. We create ad packages and testimonials and help you get the return on investment that you need for your business. If you need anybody, it's not any video, it's just any video.
It's just any video.
And yeah.
What about the documentaries? You didn't say
We got
anything
some
about documentaries.
We do docs, man. We got the doc coming out
Yeah,
called The Ice Melts.
nice.
Ice Never Melts, excuse me.
Never melts.
John Scully.
Yes.
I don't know if you know boxing, but John Scully's a big thing. And if you don't know, that's why I do the documentary, so you can know about the people in our community that are great people, great individual, have done some great things around the whole world. So documentaries is always doc season, and we got another one coming out. So look out for that and any video doc.
So let me ask you this: how many docs have you done at this point?
Docs that I officially like.
No, done. I don't. This period.
I've probably done like 20-some docs.
20 docs?
Yeah, for,
Wow.
like, for the state, for like
Okay.
other people,
Nice.
for you. For
Yeah, I got one. If you ever want to see I got a Dream Chaser doc. It's pretty dope. You could check it out.
Check it out.
Also, my new
Oh,
book.
Actually, it's about kidney failures. The whole kidney failure thing.
It's the beginning. It's my
Back in the
story.
day,
Yeah.
For a dream, he was looking.
Yes. My new book, 21 Levels of Fatherhood Engagement. If you are a therapist, if you're somebody that works at DCF, you're somebody that works with fathers and you really want to be highly engaged with them, this is the book for you. 21 Levels of Fatherhood Engagement. You can get it on Amazon or you can stop by 111 Gillette Street. We got 25 copies in the building. All right, get the book, man.
And my brother has older brother has a clothing company called Seven Figures. This is one of the hats. It's pretty nice, actually. Pretty nice hat. We just trying to sponsor everything out here. Little Seven Figures.
We're getting all our ads in. All right, so to get the show started, we like to do our Dream Chaser deck cards. These are like motivational cards. Everybody picked a card. They didn't look at it. They just pulled it out. So, I Shine, why don't you start off with what you got and tell us what it means to you?
Definitely. The fruits of your labor taste better than regular fruit.
I like it. Tell me about that.
That's deep.
Yeah.
But I think it comes from, hard work and preservation.
Yep.
Integrity is a lot more better than somebody handing you something to you. Know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Got to
I
put the
think-
work in.
Absolutely. I think you putting in the work and you doing the footwork to do what you need to do
Yeah.
in order to achieve whatever you want to achieve, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think that's more satisfying than somebody just giving you a handout.
I love it. What you got, Los?
I got Book Your Dream Trip.
Ooh, where you going?
I'm going to an island. I'm
Okay.
taking my family.
Nice.
But I got two trips. So one is spending time with my family on the island,
Yeah.
all inclusive. We got the money for it. It's a dream, so right. So I got all the money for it. I'm paying for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever considers themselves my family, they could come too. But it
Oh.
got to be positive.
I love that.
But it's a twofold because that's everybody. But I also have a dream trip to go by myself somewhere and do like
By yourself, totally by yourself.
well, by myself, but in a group to do like one of those medicine trips type of thing, like ayahuasca,
Okay.
like a soul trip or something like that.
I love it. All right. So what you get?
I got Destiny Requires Action.
Ooh,
I like that. Yeah, just
I like that one.
like everything you want in life is there for the taking. It just requires your action, and not even knowing what to do. Just that first step. You may find someone that can help you make the next step and so forth. But as long as you're putting in the action,
Something gonna happen.
Something's going to happen. You don't need to know where you're going, but you're putting the action towards that goal. Something positive will come out of it.
Yeah. Oh, I got my card is no risk, no reward. So it's basically, to me, it's saying like, in order to get the big reward or any reward, you got to kind of put yourself out there. You got to kind of try something. You got to kind of like take a jump, a leap. You got to risk a little bit.
You gotta jump without that parachute.
No parachute. You got to go for it. And I think that for anybody that's listening, this is the beginning of the year. And I feel like this is the greatest time to take risks. It's like,
Facts.
if I'm gonna try to make something happen this year, I'm gonna take a couple of risks early in the year, because if I don't succeed, I could pick myself up and try again. I got time. It's only January the 7th, so we got plenty of time this year. All right, so this whole episode is about motivation for men. This episode, we want to get people charged up in their manhood, in their fatherhood, in their brotherhood. Even if you have a relationship word or two, I'll take that. But this episode, for the rest of this month, what we want to do on this show is be a springboard for men who are listening to this podcast. And so, who wants to start? I feel like y'all had like 30 minutes to kind of think it through. So now it's like it's time to go. Where we start now? Whatever topic whichever one of you guys decide to start off with, I feel like we should all give a message on that topic.
Okay.
So where are you going? Which one of you guys are going to give us the message to start?
I go.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
I think we should start standing on business.
Standing on business.
And what I mean by
Got to
standing on
speak.
business, I mean by say what you mean what you say. Whatever you want to go for it.
Yes.
Whatever you're not standing for no more, don't stand for it.
I love it.
Whatever you're tired of, get rid of it.
Mm.
And that's everything in life, whether it be relationships, your job, whatever you want to do in life, it's time to stand on business.
Yes.
2025 is about standing on business.
Standing on business. So what you got to say about that?
Be intentional, right, with what you're doing.
Okay.
You want to stand on business, as he said.
Yeah.
You want to be intentional. If you say, we're going to do some project together.
Okay.
I always say
You talking to me?
I always use it like tennis. I always use it like tennis.
This is time to
Yeah,
throw jabs.
I'm gonna throw it back in. I'm gonna throw it back on your side of the court. Once I do what I have to do, and it's your job to do put it back in my court, and we can go back and forth till we get whatever we're trying to get done. So I think that makes it more intentional. That I'm gonna get done what I said I was gonna get done, and you in turn gonna do the same thing, and then we'll complete our goal, whatever it may be.
Standing on business, Los. What's up?
Standing on what it made me think is obviously what you guys said is on point, but it made me think about understanding what your business is.
That's a fact.
Some things ain't
Tell
your
me
business.
more.
It's a fact.
Some things ain't your business.
Yo,
fact.
yo.
That's a
Stand
fact.
on
I
your
like
business,
that.
yeah.
I like
That's a
that.
fact.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's easy, huh?
That's it, yeah.
All right. Yo, you took us on a whole turn. Yo, but you know what? When you said standing on business, it always, for me, it all comes back to like men.
Right.
And I feel like men have to be like, it's like when you saying stand on your business, mean like, it's almost like if I tell you I'm gonna do something, if I'm gonna give you your word, my word, it's gonna be. And so like all year long, if you say, yo, Abdul, I need you to do this, and I say I'm gonna take action, I'm gonna take my risk, I'm gonna stand on business. You don't have to worry about me showing up. You don't gotta worry about me doing what I say I'm gonna do, putting in 100% effort. You don't have to worry about none of that.
Right.
And so when we get men in our community to stand on business, our community is totally different. Our community is a safe place. Our community is a happy place. Our community makes you feel good when you go outside. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Right.
And so I'm all about standing on business.
That's another same word we used to use back in the day. What's the word?
What?
You used to use instead of that. My word is bond, right?
My word is bond.
Same thing, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
the-
Yes.
So the kids know it's the same. We've been saying it forever.
Yes.
Just put a different
We
word.
said it many ways,
We're
though.
10 toes down. No, it's the
Word to
same thing.
mother.
Yeah.
Word to my mama.
Right.
Morning.
Word to your moms, right?
Right. But it meant something.
It meant something.
If somebody said that, I knew I ain't have to worry about it.
Right.
And
Right.
so the thing is that going into 2025, there's some men that are listening that they know they haven't been standing on business.
Right.
They know they haven't been minding their business. They know it. And so this is an opportunity to me. A new year is an opportunity to start fresh. I'm all about like, yo, I don't care what you did last year.
Right.
I'm all about like what you got 358 days now, right?
Right.
To stand on business for the rest of the year. And I bet you it's gonna be an amazing year. You got anything you want to wrap us up on that one before we go to the next topic?
Just stand on business.
Stand on business.
We can make a T-shirt and say, I'm a SOB.
That's right.
Right.
Stand
And then on the back,
Stand
you
on
put stand on business.
Stand on business. All right, Los, where you going?
Where am I going? Man, so what's heavy on my heart today, which is part of what propels me into 2025, is last year, this day, a buddy of mine took his life. And so it was a string of, last year Twitch took his life, or the year before that.
Yeah.
And so that has really, it shook me to a point where, I don't want my boys to feel like that's the answer
Right.
to the problems that we have as men. And so so last year was like a grieving year for me about that and how just really, I wrestled with that and understood that it has to become part of my purpose moving forward. And so I purposed myself to know that in 2025, that was going to be my focus, but just, I didn't know how.
Right.
And then I got a text from you like, yo, you want to join the Manhood Tree
Yeah.
group? And boom. So
Right.
started off the year that way.
Right.
And he said, hey, you want to come to the podcast? I'm I'm standing on business.
Standing on business.
Let's
Yo.
go.
Right.
Let's go.
So it sounds like you're being intentional. You're like so it's a year of grief,
Right.
but now it's a year of action. It sounds like you moving and
Yeah.
and sometimes you know how we talk. Sometimes God will basically knock on your door and say, "Yo, here's a group right now talking. This is what you're talking about. Here's a group. Here's a podcast. Right. The same thing you talking about. Here's your opportunity. And if you weren't serious about what you were saying, that was like a quick early test.
Yes.
7 days
Absolutely.
in, less than 7 days in. Really,
Right.
you started a group on Saturday.
Right.
So
And I came in, and so I didn't know. So I think part of the message too is you want to be intentional, but like let source, let God, let that energy that's inside you make that way, and just be focused and aware so that you have those synchronous moments. You don't miss it, because sometimes we just don't know how we're gonna get to where we want to go.
Yeah.
You know you got it in your heart,
right.
and you know you want to start. Like we was talking about earlier, you need action, but
Yeah.
you know sometimes you just also need connections.
Right. And it's funny, like you said, you could miss it. Like you
miss
could have got my call
Yeah.
and be like, I got something to do. And then you don't even know that was the thing
That's
that
funny.
you
That's funny you say that. This
Yeah.
hit my inbox.
Yep.
Same type of situation, same thing you go through.
Right.
That just ended a relationship though.
Right.
So my grief was a little different.
Yep.
Then next day, you know, he hit my inbox,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh. So sometimes you gotta really be prepared
You gotta be in on it.
for when God answer you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to be
Cause you be
prepared.
asking for it.
You be asking for it.
Like you asking for
But
it.
when it come to you, you really have to be prepared. And when God start to talk to you, you need to listen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the main focus.
I think that's the key word for me is listen.
Right.
I think that right now in our world, there's so much noise. It's like always something. It's you on TikTok, you on the internet, you go to the office, everybody's just bah, 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 bah. And I think that because of all the noise, we don't listen. And so we got to make things a little bit more quiet. If we're going to be able to hear the message that is right for us, what we're supposed to be doing, our ears have to be available. They have to be open. And we have to kind of quiet down the world a little bit to be able to get out there and get the message that's right for us. And the thing is that I want to emphasize the word for myself, for us, because not everything that is right for me is right for you.
Exactly.
There's a message that's out there just for me. And I want my message, I want my blessing, I want the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and I want to be able to go 100% into that thing that I'm supposed to be doing. And I want the same for you brothers as well. What you thinking, Zo?
No, I agree with what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Just like the action part, like sometimes I don't necessarily know what I want out of something, but like I know I have to like start doing it. Even when I'm editing, right? If
Yeah.
I have a project, like I want to create something, but I'll start doing it, not knowing what I want to do. But as I'm doing it, I usually figure out what to do.
All right.
So a lot of things that as an editor, a lot of things I do is like just sit down there and just blank canvas and start doing stuff, and something comes out of it. So like I take that with like life as well. Like sometimes I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I know, like for example, sometimes you go to places where you didn't want to go, but when you go there, you get something out of it,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And that's like by like just hanging out with somebody, say, hey, come with me, and you don't want to, but you go because you have a connection with that person, and something comes out of it because you want to be amongst like. If we go do something, I want to be around
with the
those type of
people.
guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what we want to do, but when I get there, something happens in there because I'm just in the area of, and it happens like that for a lot of things that I do. I just make sure I'm in the area where I want to be, and then if I'm just sitting there, it's fine because then something usually comes over to me or something finds me somehow. But I just make sure I put myself in the place where I could receive the things that I want to receive. I'm not in the corner chilling because I know I can't receive anything there.
Right.
Like I'll be somewhere else where I think I could receive some things from other people or may not, but I'm just sitting there. So I think that kind of ties into everything too.
You know the other thing I like about you is that you go to work every day.
Yeah.
Like you're serious about working. Like right. Like for me this year, I want to be more intentional about work. About like if I call you on a Saturday, I know you're at the office. And if I call you on a Sunday, I know that even if you're not at the office, you probably are. But if you're not, you'll come to the office. You're about that. Like I like the idea of being able to have somebody that's so serious about their craft that they're in the office waiting for something. Something might happen because I'm at the office.
He showed up.
He showed up.
Just show up.
You know.
And so with your attention, and sometimes we can be places by accident and still get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If we're present. But here's where standing on business and being intentional comes together but if you're intentional in your meditation, on your prayer about what you want to see in the future, and you make that your intention, and then you're also aware when you get there, and you're standing on business, so God knows you're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So because you string your standing on business commitments, like today, I called you, I said, hey,
yes,
are we still on? Because I'm not sure we confirmed yet, but I also don't want to stand you up if you're under the assumption that I'm still showing up.
right.
So I want to honor my word to show up. Are we
Yes.
good? He said, yo, we on. So that's a string of, for me, standing on business, coming to the manhood
Right.
group and then coming here. Because I know that if I continue to do that,
Yeah.
there's going to be a real, like a connection with source that says, oh, okay, when he says something out of his mouth, he's going to do it.
Right.
So I'm going to meet him there.
Yes.
So now you got more power to your presence
Yeah. That's
because
deep.
you're thinking about it, you're meditating, and then you're keeping it your focus as you move forward. So whatever we keep our focus through 2025, I guarantee you
Yeah.
that if you keep it your intention and you keep it your meditation, it will turn into manifestation.
I love it. So what you got? What's your theme? So we got stand on business, be intentional. That was right. Being intentional.
Yeah, yes.
That was
sure.
right.
Yep.
So where you going?
I believe in affirmations. How about that?
I know you do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love
Talk
that.
to us about it.
Talk to myself every morning by myself.
Yeah.
There, my wife thinks I'm crazy. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm talking to myself. What do you mean I'm doing?
Right.
Go in there and say a bunch of
Tell us the 10 things.
10 things I say. I say, well, I'm a great father. I'm a great husband. I'm a great friend. I'm a great editor. I'm a great businessman. Money will come to me. Divine timing is already coming. I'm just waiting for it. Things will happen to me because I go to the office every day. I tell myself that I love myself, that you're the best, and today's going to be a great day.
Boom.
I say all those things to myself, and I got my music going, and boom, boom, boom. Then I go to the gym, and I feel good,
I love it.
and I just
That's a good thing. I love myself.
What affirmations are you saying to yourself? Do you use affirmations?
I do.
Okay.
I do. But that one that you just said, I love myself.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while.
That's a good one.
Wow.
And
That's a good one.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just now getting back into the self-love, standing on business for myself.
Right. Right.
Because I had to leave a situation, and I stood on that type of business because I was unhappy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to learn to love myself.
Right.
So that's one of the affirmations I'm gonna have to add.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to my list
definitely.
because
That's a big one.
Definitely, that's a big one.
That's a
Real
big
quick.
one. We like a lot of us don't grow up in that environment
Right.
of communicating love.
Right.
We don't get we don't hear it a lot. And I always tell like my friend Kevin Booker, I always like to shout him out because he's like one of the first guys that tells me like I love you all. You tell me I love you all the time too.
I love you, brother.
Yo, and I'm telling you, and initially it's hard to, the way I got brought up, it's hard to take a little bit.
Right.
But the thing is that I know you love me.
Yes.
And it's so when you know somebody loves you, you can't turn away from it. You can't be like, so I'm gonna be hard
I'ma
and
lay you
avoid
some
this.
more. I'm gonna lay you some more.
Yo, and so it to me it's a special thing when we have men, because that's the thing. It's like we get brought up thinking that love is between a man and a woman.
Right,
We say, oh, but how often do you tell your brother you love him?
Right.
You're like biological. How often do you tell your sister you love them? How often do you tell your friends you love them? And I think that this is something I'm learning. This is something like I don't have a problem with self-love. I actually love myself a lot. I be looking at and I love that dude. I mean, it's amazing. But it's one thing to be kind of like a little bit conceited, like that's joking. I'm kind of joke. but it's different when you hear it. When you hear "I love you," and then you have to say "I love you back."
too.
I love you too,
Yeah.
right? Because that's sometimes it's funny because sometimes I feel weak when I'm saying it, you know. And I'm just being honest with you guys, you know, like just like sometimes because in my mind it's like you're not supposed to show that that level of compassion, that level of
Affection.
vulnerability,
Yeah.
affection, yeah,
But I think it comes from, like you said, upbringing.
yeah,
So I'm gonna speak for myself because I wasn't brought up in a household that was always said, "I love you" a lot.
right,
You see what I'm saying? So it was hard for me to say it.
yeah,
But when I started saying it, and I was the one to say it to my boys, I told all my boys all the time, "Yo, I love you."
yeah,
Da 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 da, and then we keep it. And now it's reciprocated because they see that it's okay
yeah,
for another man to tell another man, "I love you," without it being sassy
yeah, yeah.
or it being on some more other stuff. Because a lot of people, especially men, don't know the true meaning of love,
That's right.
and it's unfortunately it's a sad situation.
It is a
But
sad
Once
situation.
you know what love is, then you can understand it better. And that's like I said, I'm complete opposite of you because
Right.
I didn't love myself, but I love everybody else.
Right. Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think even in that, what we've learned about love. So yeah,
Right.
we don't know what love is, but I
Right.
think as men, we've been conditioned to understand that whatever we determine love is, we're supposed to provide it.
Mm.
Right.
It's supposed to
Give
come-
it away.
We're supposed to give
Right.
it away,
Yeah.
right?
And it's usually to a female.
And it's right, no doubt.
Yeah.
So
And-
it's not we don't have a distinguish of like we not learn types of love.
True,
Right.
not
true.
Right.
types of
Many
love.
Oh,
types
that's
of
right.
love.
That's
right.
right. Yes.
Type
Right.
of love.
That's-
Every love ain't
it's
the
different
same.
types. Yeah.
Right. When I say I love you, not the same as my wife.
Right.
Right.
When people, and when we're young, we assimilate
It's just one thing.
one love.
Yeah.
So you
Right,
love him
right.
like
Well,
her.
well, you know what is so deep about just love and relationships is we don't get no taught. We don't get taught.
You didn't talk.
We're
that.
just
Exactly.
we're just making it. You know, we become 12, 13. Now we have access to go outside and we just figuring it out. What we see on TV, what we see our friends do. Nobody ever sits down with us and says, there's different types of love.
Right.
Yo, it's okay to love your boy. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to love your girl. It's okay. Hey, and when you're gonna be in a relationship, this is how relationships go, man. Like this is what it's gonna be like.
Right.
You know, everybody has to play a role in the relationship. Me and a couple of my friends were on the phone today complaining about, like in my house, I clean up the house. I'm the cleaner.
Right.
You know, and my other friend was saying like, yeah, I cleaned it too. We getting mad, right? But everybody thinks, you know, in your head, you like, no, the woman clean.
Yeah.
Oh, she cooks. There's some dudes that are great cooks. There's, you know, and so it's okay that if that's the role you're gonna take on, not everybody wants to be the disciplinarian.
Right.
Like I don't want to be the guy that every time there's a problem, you got to talk to me. Like no, I'm kind of like a laid back guy. I don't want to get the kids all the time. And so it's like we never talk about it when we're young, when we're coming up. So we have to figure it all out. And it's like it's a lot to figure out.
Yeah.
It's a lot to figure out, I think.
I think to your point, all of that energy goes or trying to figure out how to love everybody else, but we sacrifice ourselves in that because I think, come to a point to learn that, you know, you really love someone when you're willing to sacrifice something.
Right.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
know, and then us as humans not realizing that, okay, I've sacrificed something, now it's made me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now what about me? And then it's like, all right, but if you leave this relationship or bring it up, now you're bringing up drama, and it's
Right.
like because you're speaking for yourself, and
Right.
it's and those are the tough parts of relationship. You know, really loving yourself enough to and hope that it's going to be heard, and that's so as far as men, that's not just in relationships, but in all platforms.
Life.
Right.
Right.
You know, we don't know how to love ourselves enough to really express what we're feeling, and so we stay with a lot of stuff inside.
Too much stuff
Too
inside.
much stuff inside.
And where exactly do you go to even get it off your chest? Like
Barbershop.
most men don't want to go to therapy. What you say?
Barbershop.
The barbershop.
Yeah. Oh
Yo,
God.
Yo.
So you might get stuff. You might
yeah.
you'll get a lot of stuff out at the
you will.
barbershop. But here's
You ain't
what
gonna
I
get
also
nothing
learned.
in.
But
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
so when you
Oh, yeah.
open yourself up that vulnerable, you also
Yeah.
really got to understand you're also opening yourself up for a lot to come in too.
Right.
So
Right, but you gotta make sure the barbershop you go to are
Right.
your
You
people.
gotta get the
Oh
right
yeah.
No, but the thing is, this is the thing. In 2025, men gotta start going to therapy.
Yeah.
It's like too many men.
Right.
Too many men grew up like they got so much trauma, and they never go nowhere. I always tell people, yo, therapy is an opportunity to go in a room with somebody who's never gonna tell your story to anybody
Right.
else, and let it all out.
And they hear your side of the story.
They're gonna hear only your side of the story. You don't
Only
even
your
gotta bring
side.
nobody else for the second side. It's just my version of the truth.
Right.
And so more men, they would be so much better off if they just went in there and dropped a bomb on somebody once a week and just let it go. Like, yo, this is how I felt. This is what I was going through. And then you get out. It's just like working out, Zo. It's the same concept.
It
You
is.
know?
It is.
Get a little. It's almost like you might even shed a couple tears up in that piece.
I have.
And nobody gonna know about it. Nobody's gonna make the therapist is in like, this dude is crying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care about that.
Listen, I make my therapist second guess his career choice every now and then.
Yo, but that's what they're there for.
Right,
That's what
right,
they're there for.
right.
And I feel like the more we should get that message out. It's okay to go to therapy.
Right.
It's okay to join a group. It's okay to get in something that is gonna help. Go on a retreat or something like that. It's just for men. It's gonna help you out. It's okay to be vulnerable sometimes.
Right.
You know, we can't. We walk around here and you know all this built up stuff. That's what also leads to all illness. That all of that stuff leads to illness, and so we gotta get it all out, man. Let yourself be free.
Black men die of more high blood pressure than anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's because we're stressed.
I was watching Luther Vandross documentary the other day. You know, I didn't know he died from he didn't die from a stroke, but he had a stroke.
Yeah.
And then after the stroke, he never really recovered.
Right.
And that was, stroke is basically a blood vessel bursting in your brain. And so, and that's because of high blood pressure. You know, he also had diabetes. And so it's like, we don't talk enough about this stuff. So we just be like, damn, Luther's out of here. That's what we'll say. It's
Rest
like,
in peace, Luther.
Luther gone.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
it's like, how? What happened? Oh, he died of a stroke. And what is a stroke? Oh, it's a blood vessel bursting in the brain. So now we have information. When you have information, it makes you say, well, maybe I need to go see a doctor. Because a lot of men, they're not going to the doctor.
To the doctor.
You're not going to the doctor. They just, that's another one. So you're not going to therapy
Right.
for your mental health. You're not going to doctor
For
for
your
your physical health.
Right.
Right. We talked about this in the group.
Yeah.
About how, you know, you can see a man visibly hurt,
Right.
and he still won't take care of it. You could tell him
I'm going to rub some oil on it.
he know he got lung cancer, still smoking.
And still smoking.
But, so if men,
It's
if
crazy.
you could see what's going on with a man and telling him he still won't do nothing about it, right?
Right.
Imagine what he won't talk to you about if you can't see it,
Yeah.
right? So all the wounds that's inside of us as men that no one else can see, we definitely ain't sharing that. But we haven't really, I think, as a species, we haven't found a place that we can be confident
Yeah.
as a species that, you know, and maybe it is the barbershop because that where it ends up where, you know, it's just men, but you know, and that's universal. You say that, everybody understands
Everybody
it.
Right.
understands.
But I don't, you know, as men though, that's the work we have to do.
They be
I
saying
think-
some wild stuff in my barbershop. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, listen.
I ain't telling them none of my problems up there.
No.
Them dudes in there. I mean, I haven't been to the barbershop in a couple weeks because I shaved my beard off. My beard used to look like Carlos's, everybody.
Yeah, it
And I
did.
shaved it off.
Where's it at? It's
No,
up
no,
there.
right there. Just, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's one of them.
That's not the best one. But
not
you
the
need
best.
this in another room. But it'll be back 6 months from now. Anyways, I'm not telling my barber anything.
Well, that's the point. Though, right? So if that has been our only outlet,
Yeah,
because
we're
that's
screwed.
the only place we've felt safe, and
Yeah.
we're not going to get good advice 75% of the time,
Right.
then we need to find new safe
The
spaces.
last time I was in the barbershop, my barber was literally giving out bad advice. And I was sitting there with my phone, and I kept looking up like, you telling this guy? So shout out to Jaws Barbershop. He's one of our sponsors tonight. He's one of our sponsors.
Don't go for there for advice.
Don't go there. Don't
Go for it.
Get a haircut. No advice. No advice.
Oh, he's not listening. So.
Right.
Anyways, all right. This
never
is my. You never know. Somebody will tag him in this joint.
His intentions.
Yeah. This is my thought. I have 2 thoughts to start off the year, and I literally I want to. What was I gonna? These are my concepts for the year. 2 of them. Number 1, hug your son. Hug your son.
I have none.
Okay. I got one for you. But I was thinking about it. I hug my son from time to time, not all the time. He's a big 17-year-old kid right now, but I didn't grow up getting hugs. And I think that, once again, this is in the same vein we've been talking about, that they need to know that it's okay. If there's anybody in the world that cares about you, that loves you, that wants the best for you, it's your father.
Facts.
It's me. I'm not in no. I only want the best for you, and so I want to hug my son and tell him that I only want the best for him. Number 2, speak life into your daughters. Speak life into your daughters, and I feel like this is another one important because like right now, I think it's very difficult to be a young lady. I think it has to be difficult when I'm looking on like the internet. All the things I see, everything that's like, just like the what you're trying to, what they put out for women, it makes me say that I need to speak life into my daughters and make them believe that there's more for them, that they don't have to be just sex objects, and that they are worthy for marriage, and they are worthy to be leaders and do great things in their life. They're not just baby. They're not just for babies. They could be the lead of something and be great. And anything that they put their mind to, anything that they want to do, I will help them through it to make it happen. So I think that men, as fathers, we need to speak life into our daughters and hug our sons, because I think too often we speak life into our sons and we never show them any affection, and we hug our daughters and we never speak life into them. And so we've been doing it backwards, where they both need both things. And so I just want to put that out there. That's my thought. Anybody want to jump on that? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's deep. I mean, because that just bounces off. We were talking about love and all that. Like, so if you hugging your son, he's gonna get comfortable with that level of affection,
Right.
And can also give it to other men when they need it.
Right.
And then your daughter will eventually have a husband, right? And
I hope.
he has to be able to speak into her life.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that's usually the big deal in a relationship.
Right. Right.
When they get there. But if you condition your daughter to learn how to receive life when it's spoken to her,
Right.
not just any man talking to her.
That's right.
Life when it's spoken to her.
Not some pimp talk. Some
Not some pimp talk.
Pimps be speaking life into people. We're not talking about that.
Right.
We
But
talking
that
about
it'll condition her to
know the difference
to
too.
know the difference.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's deep.
Absolutely.
All right. Any other thoughts? Nothing? Okay. All right, let's move on. This is round 2. Zoe, you're starting round 2, so get ready.
Sponsored, right?
This is round 2. So we did standing on business.
Yep.
Being intentional. We did some affirmations. I said hug your sons and speak life into your daughters. Round 2. Where are we starting, Zoe?
I heard something. What did I hear? If you want to start something,
Yes.
yesterday was the best time to start it, but today is perfect.
Okay. So you're just giving us a quick
Yeah. I heard that. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I heard that. I heard it somewhere, but I thought that was great. And another one I heard too. We can maybe both of them.
Yeah.
I heard it. I hear all these things, but it was saying how you can't complain when people say you can't complain about all the food on your plate when you ask for it.
That's right. I asked for this.
Yeah, like people say, I want to have all this, and then you get it, and you complaining because you gotta do all this
All the
stuff.
stuff that comes with it.
But
Yeah,
that's what you asked for,
That's what you asked for.
right? So those two right there.
Yo, so it sounds like your joints are quick. But
Yeah.
guess what? If somebody heard those 2 clips and they actually implemented them into their life, it would make a difference.
Yes.
I think it would make
Simple,
a
very
difference.
very simple things. Those two simple things. If all the things that you want, they're going to come with a bunch of things. So like, when I hear that, I think like, all right, so if I want to have my own, all right, have my own company. But if I want to have my own company, whatever it may be, I need to find someone that has theirs and what are they going through. Like, what are their problems? So then, if I get to that point, 3, 5, 10 years, I will kind of have a little blueprint for it. So that's what that means for me. But I take heed to that. It's funny to me because I do complain sometimes.
Right.
Like, and maybe not to my wife. She's like, oh, you complain. I was like, yeah, who else am I talk to? But it's like, she's like, what do you do? That's all I love to do. I gotta complain. Right. But I do want it. But it's like a give and take. You know what I mean? Like I do want all the pressure and the but and then the people liking the work afterwards. You get the gratification and all that. But in between is kind of how you get to that point is the hard part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But goes back to everything we're talking today. You just stay with what you're doing and the action. It comes through.
You know what? One of the things is like you can get to a certain point. To me, it's like you can get to a certain point, right? You got your business. You got success. Point. I always say never stop dreaming, right? And I'm always saying like, even though I have a company, I have the problems you're talking about, but I walk in here every day thinking like, okay, how can I make a new dollar? Like we got whatever dollars we've been getting, those are great. What new dollar am I gonna get this year? Like, how can I get me some new money this year? How can I give my staff, like one of the things, I had a whole meeting about this. My staff, I was meeting with their managers today, and they were telling me how I couldn't give my staff a raise. I want to give them a raise. I feel like they don't make enough money, like the supportive housing staff, right? And so they were like, well, we don't have the money for that. The budget is this. And I said, you know what? I got to figure out how to get some money. And they said, well, they don't do the level of work that they should get more for what they do. I said, I don't believe that. Because if they come every day to the job, they should be able to get the highest amount of money they can get for the job. Right. If I can get them $20 an hour instead of $17 an hour, I want them to get that extra $3. Right. And so every day when I walk in here, I'm thinking about how can I get some new money so that we can do more stuff? Like what is the impact? Did you say something about legacy? No, you said destiny. But I think about what is the impact and the legacy we're gonna have in this community 20 years from now. 20 years from now, because this year we're celebrating our 20th year anniversary this year, which is, damn, you ain't clapping? Oh, my bad. You slowing it.
Listen,
Yeah.
He too engaged.
But you know what I'm saying? 20. So we got 20 in. We're 20 in, and I'm thinking 20 from now. What will we have done? And how do we be able to keep something going? How do you keep the fire going in this thing for another 20? And by that time, I'm out of here. How do you keep it going for another 20 after that when I'm long gone?
Right.
Who's next? My son, hopefully. So, I don't know why I went on that tangent. I just jumped in on your joint.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's all conversation.
I get excited too easily. It is my show. All right, Carlos, round 2. What you got? Where are we going with round 2?
We're going with, if we break down the word,
okay. He's getting deep.
manage.
Manage.
It talks about your man age.
Okay.
So your true man age is what your ability to speaks to your ability of what you can manage.
I like it. Talk to me a little bit more about.
I like that.
So you gotta go.
We got some grown men out here.
Yes.
Who walk and talk like grown men, but aren't managing anything.
So they can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk.
Correct. So and that also speaks to your ability to, in retrospect and introspect, look at your life. Right. So how have you been managing your life? So that's true man age is because it's not about what you can accomplish or what you can buy. You can buy a house, but guess what? You got to keep it and maintain it. Right. And that's your ability to manage it. Right. Right. And like you were saying earlier, you can have a goal, but how do you get? So we're talking about how to manage our steps. So one step in front of the other. Yeah. If yesterday is gone, then let's do it today.
Yeah. I love that. I shine.
My turn.
Yes, sir.
Since it's round two, I'm gonna give you two of them.
Okay, I love it. Let's go.
Number one, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at start to change. That in the sense of, let's say for myself, some people may say, "Oh, you just broke up with somebody." I say, "I just found my peace." So it's all about how you look at things, more like perception. If you change your perception of things, maybe things will look different to you.
That's right. I like that one.
I heard you say perception.
Yes. Yeah.
Secondly, every day we get up with two things. You get a chance and a choice.
A chance and a
You
choice.
get a chance to do it differently and you get another chance to make different choices.
I love it.
So every single day, you get a chance, you get a choice.
So which one? So what was your chance? You got your chance. What was your choice? What did you do differently today?
I left.
Today? He's out. Yeah. He's out.
I mean, sometimes you got to just up and leave
That's right.
because people don't understand that we as men, we take on so much.
Right.
And without that safe space and without nobody to talk to, sometimes the best thing to do is just up and leave. You're done talking. You're done trying to show what you've been trying to show. So sometimes you have to take that action.
I love it. So sometimes you got to make the choice. It's time to go.
And sometimes that choice may not be the choice other people want you to make, but you have to make that choice for yourself.
I love it. I love it.
Let go to grow.
That's right. That's right. All right, here we go. This one is specifically for the fathers. I want to make you aware of the 8 different types of fathers that you have to be in the life of your children. 8 different types of fathers. So there's some fathers right now, right? Who the first type of father you have to be, of course, is to a baby. So and we're talking about basically age-wise when the kids are going through different phases of life. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is that if you are the type of father for a teenager, when you have a baby, that baby's not going to get what they need, right? So that means you got to be a specific type of father. So what are some of the things that a father to a baby needs to be able to do?
Provide food, formula, all that stuff.
Okay. Anything else?
You got to be able to nurture.
Nurture. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta know your strength.
Okay. So this is the thing. Being a father to a baby is the shortest amount of time that you're going to be that type of father, because a baby is only a baby for 2 years. To me, this is some deep stuff, because for 2 years, you gotta pick the baby up, you gotta carry the baby, you gotta feed the baby. But after 2 years, that baby's gonna be walking, that baby's gonna be trying to talk, that baby's growing. And as a father, if you stay as a baby father, where you still want to pick them up and feed the bottle, that means that baby is not going to develop in the way that they need to. This is for the fathers. Now, this is the other thing. Let's say that when you had a baby, you couldn't be there. For those first 2 years, let's say you couldn't be there. You there. Right? Do you remember when you were 2 years? Do you remember?
Right.
It's a quick phase, and we barely ever remember it. So that means that if you're a father that's listening right now and you haven't been there for your baby, guess what?
It's not over.
You can still get in the game.
It's not over.
Because your baby is
not
gonna
over.
become a boy or a girl. The next phase of fatherhood is to a boy or girl, 2 years old to 12 years old. You got 10 years to get in the game. And guess what? Through that 10 years, they're gonna get more independence. They're gonna need some discipline, right?
Right.
But what kind of discipline? We gotta decide. A lot of us wait till we get a kid. We wait till we get a kid, and then we decide this is how we're gonna discipline them. We never think about before, like, what does discipline? Sanford is some
Yeah.
That was my father.
Okay. But so it's like certain things that for that 10 years, from 2, 3 to 10 to 12, we never even think about how we're gonna deal with it. Okay, when they do something wrong, are we gonna be the type of father, like, are we gonna be just giving them clothes? Are we gonna try to teach them a sport? Are we gonna show up to all their sports events? Like, we don't think about it. And so, but during that time, we are in a phase of helping develop the type of person, the type of personality that this individual is more than likely going to have. Because we're either putting something in them or taking something out. So if we talk harsh to them, if we yell at them all the time, if we hit them, that's gonna make them a certain type of person. The difference between that and us just showering them with love and affection and telling them they're great and showing them how to do things, taking time out of our day to say, hey, let me show you how to do this. Come here, let me show you how to do this. Let me taking a moment, right? All right, so during that whole 10 years, that's a you have to have certain skills to be able to pass on to the next kid.
Right.
Okay. Now they turn 13. Now they're a teenager. Now the teenage father is different than the boy father, the little girl father. This is a teen now. They out in the world.
Right.
They starting to make some choices. They thinking about sex. They thinking about getting their driver's license. They more independent. They don't necessarily come to you for everything. They starting to make their friends got better ideas than you got. And so they don't value you the same way they did when you were a little boy, a little girl. When you're a little boy, little girl, they run to the door to greet you. They love you so much. Now a teenager, you might walk in the house, you never even see him. I didn't see my son this weekend. I don't think I even saw my son this weekend. He was in the house, but I don't think I saw him. Right?
Right.
He's a teenager. He comes by my room. He
Come out
says,
when you're hungry.
yeah, I'm about to go out with my boys. yo, what are you talking about? Come in this room, boy. Right?
Right.
But he's mature.
Exactly.
I built him up. He's 17. He's a teenager. He got his car, right? And so, as a father, you got to be able to let go a little bit, but you ain't got to disappear. Every now and then, I'll grab my son and give him a hug. Every now and then, I'll stop my son and have a conversation. Hey, man, where you going? Come on, let's talk about this. What you gonna do? You going to college? Which school you want to choose? Why you like this school over? I try to have a real conversation with him, right? And so, be able to, it's a skill for the fathers to be able to give a little and not feel bad when they kind of moving away from you, right? Because we preparing them for that. It's what we want. So, and then this is the thing, at every level, when a baby, a boy or girl, teenager, if you haven't been involved in the previous levels and the previous types of father, I challenge you, whoever's listening, you haven't been involved as much as you wanted to be for when their child was a boy, I can guarantee you that as a teenager, they still will let you come into their life. They still want you in their life. They want you to come to the game. They want you to give them a 20 spot. Trust me, they want you to give them a 20 spot.
Right.
If you want to buy them a car, buy them a car. You can get in there still, teenager. And you only got 6 years with that. You want to talk to your dad, man?
We have them come on live.
Yo, so 6 years. Now, that's 3 types. Number 4, now they become a young adult. 4, they get out of teen, right? Now they jump into, they 19 to they 20 years old. From 20 to 30 years old, they're young adults. Now they might not even be in your house no more. They got their own apartment. They going to college. Did you prepare for college? Did you plan for college? When you knew you were gonna be that type of father, did you think ahead of time? Because you knew it was gonna happen one day, right? And so like all of this is like stuff we know right now. If I had a baby right now, I know that one day they're going to college. Because why? Because I went to college and it's what we do. So I got to plan for it. I got to think. I got to prepare, right? And if I did all of that stuff, when they go to college, it's going to be easier.
Right.
It's going to be a little bit smoother because I thought about it. I knew that I wasn't going to be a teenage father all my life. I knew that one day I was going to have a young adult that was going to go to college, that was going to need to get an apartment, that was going to need to get their second car because they blew out the engine on their first car. I knew that I was still going to be responsible for them. I didn't cut them off at 18 years old because I knew that they were mine. They're still mine. I don't care if they're 25. They're mine. And in my mind, I know that I have to change for a young adult because young adults sometimes make mistakes. Sometimes they go to jail. They go out, they drink with their friends, they do something, they get in a fight, they go to jail. And guess what? I gotta go bail him out. I'm gonna stand by your side. I'm gonna stand by your side. Because why? I'm a father. Just because, oh, she's 25. She gotta figure it out by herself. That's what some people say. No. We gotta be a different type of father. Because we know that during that time, 20 to 30 years old, you get into some stuff.
Man, listen.
You get into some stuff, right? And you need the type of father who's gonna be able to help you to get out of that stuff. You might it might be financial, it might be your decisions and choices, but you need the type of father that has thought about it, that has thought about what the 20s is like, and they have an idea of what they're gonna do to be able to help you. All right, number 5. Now you are an adult. And look, in the 20s, this is crazy because the young adult and adult, they're kind of similar because they're working, right? They got their college degree. You might end up with a kid, a grandchild during that time. You might, right? It could happen. My parents got one.
Mine did it too.
Right? When I was 20, right? Okay, but you might not. So in the 30s, 30 on up, now they're an adult. This is a sweet time. 5th level, you made it. Yo, but they still need you. Imagine a kid whose father wasn't that involved in their life all the way up to 30 years old. You think that kid would say, yo, man, I don't want you in my life now. I'm 30 years old. I made it this far without you. But now he's here. Like, yo, he wasn't that good for when you were a little boy, little baby. He wasn't good for a teenager. He maybe not even when you were a young adult. But at 30, man to man, man to woman, he's like, yo, you could come over to my house. I could cook for you. Maybe we can go to the game together. Maybe so during that 30 to let's say 45, he could still be a father.
Definitely.
The game's not over.
Right.
There's still things that 30-year-olds need, 40-year-olds need from their father. They still need somebody to give them guidance. Hey, you're gonna buy your first house? You're gonna get married? You're gonna have a child? I know something about that. I have a skill. I've thought about it. I've prepared for it. I have to be ready. So many people, they stopped being a parent years ago.
Right.
They thought they could get out 18. I'm just gonna check out. No. I'm in here. I'm in the 5th level of fatherhood, the 5th type of fatherhood. Boom. All right. Then we get to the 6th level. They get a little bit older. Now you got the grandkids. Now it's the lessons are over. Now when we meet, like your father, right? I'm sure when you guys meet, he ain't trying to teach you nothing, right? He's a man.
Right.
That you and him, y'all have similar beliefs.
Right.
You have you know one of the things I used to love when me and my dad, we'll get in a room. We could be in a room like this. We'll bust out a deck of cards, start playing Tunk. Me and him bust out some dominoes. We'll spend hours just playing dominoes. Me and my dad, just sitting there. If my brothers came by, it'd be 4 or 5 of us playing some spades, talking junk. He was just, at this point, we're all men. We're grown. Yo, every now and then he might have a word for me. He might have an idea because he has greater experiences. But for the most part, we're spending time together. We're loving on each other. We're laughing. We're enjoying ourselves. That's an amazing type of father because that's like the culmination of it all. It's like, look at this. I'm in my house. My children are here with their children. We're eating food together. We love each other.
Right.
I mean, we used to go to my parents' house every Sunday. It was an amazing thing to be in that room and everybody come in with their kids and it's like the cousins together. They're over there playing. Imagine being a man at that level, a father at that level where you get to see it all.
The fruits of your labor.
The fruits of your labor. You did it. They graduated from college. They got their own houses. They married. Oh man, it's an amazing feeling.
Right.
All right. Check this out. This is where it gets deep. We at 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 7. The 7th type of father is when you as a father are getting older and you need help. Now all of a sudden, whereas all your life you've been the sage, you've been the one that knows, you're the one, now you're not moving as fast. Now you can't get up the steps as well. Now you need somebody to come see you. Now you need somebody to give you the food. Now you need somebody else to care for you. If you have children that you have been in their lives and you have nurtured them and cared for them, when it flips over, and listen, it flips over so subtly in such a way that you don't expect. Because one day they're walking around strong, big, healthy, and the next day they can't get out of the bed. It happens just like that. And you gotta, it's a funny thing because as a father, you still want to be the lead. You want to be the big man. But you gotta humble yourself and allow your son, your daughter to help you. You gotta humble yourself to say that I've loved them their whole life. And now for them to show me love back, to care for me, it's nothing. I'll accept this love back. I'll take this love. And it's a weird phase because another thing, you know what people never talk to us about? They never talk to you about when your heroes get weak. They don't ever talk to you about, like, nobody ever showed you. I watched a documentary on Clark Kent. What's his name? Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because he was Superman.
Yeah.
My father was Superman. Nobody ever tells you that your father one day is not going to be the Superman that you've seen your whole life. And nobody even tells him that. Because you're not prepared for. You didn't know that type of fatherhood was gonna show up. When you show your kids how to gracefully be old, gracefully take help, gracefully take assistance. Nobody talks about that. The last type of fatherhood. This is where the greatest lessons come. At some point, as a father, we are all gonna die. We are all gonna die. And if we were able to get through all those different types with our kids, because some people's fathers, they die when they're a baby. But if you get to go through all of those different types of fatherhood, when we die, that last type of fatherhood is when forever that memory, all the lessons, all the things that were taught, our job as children become to carry on that legacy, to push it on, to make them be remembered, to never let them be forgotten. And if you've done a good job, somebody will speak your name long after you're gone. If you've been there, somebody will talk. If the greatest type is when somebody is thinking about you, speaking about you, crying about you when you're not even here no more. I know that was long, but I felt like it was important to share.
No, that was real.
That's my motivation. So it's really for the fathers, man. I just want to remind you that at any point you could get in the game. Don't forget about the kid, your kids. They need you so much, man. They need you so much all through those phases of life. And at any given point, no matter what the past has been, like you said, you have a chance and a choice every day. So, all right. So who's taking us out of here? I feel like I talked too long.
It's a circle.
You want to get on this?
No, it's cyclical.
Yeah.
This is about 2025. And I think your message right there is the game. As long as there's time on the clock, we can still win. Right. So it's just a decision of whether or not when do you want to start. And, yesterday was a good day to start, but today is here.
Yeah, today's here right now.
You got to realize too, if you've been very bad as a father, it may be difficult as you got to understand it could be very difficult as he or she gets older. If you really haven't been there, right. So you got to give that some grace too. So it ain't gonna be automatic if you ain't been there the whole time,
right?
But like I said, people have. I mean, that's a child, so that person has love for you. You just have give it some grace, man, because sometimes it doesn't come as fast as the man would want to, as the father would probably want.
Right. He think I showed up.
Yeah, I'm here now. Nah, kids, you have no idea what they harbor. And another thing, because my situation too. Like when you're young, you got to realize that your parents are together when they were young, right? I always say like minorities, people of color, whatever. We get judged off of like teenage love, right? And it can ruin our lives forever, right? So like 14, 15-year-old kids can fall in love and then they have a child and then they're not together anymore. Now they're in the system and they tell me, so now it ruins his life forever. And the father's child support he doesn't have. He's a kid. They were in love, but she put him on this, and now he can never get a job, and he has this animosity towards her, and she has it towards him and the kid, right? So he's never around. So when the kid gets older, he doesn't know none of that. He just knows from your point of like, if you could sit and talk to them like, hey, as an adult, this would happen to me and your mom, because sometimes that conversation is needed because both parties are hurt and they're going to both say things about each other. Right. So when you're as an adult, you have to decipher them both because they both, as an adult, everybody wants to be right. So they do too.
Right. So
you have to kind of, it just gets a little more difficult. So the grace part is very neat if you're trying to get back in your child's life. Just give him some grace, man. Just wait for him.
Yeah.
Him or her.
Just wait for him. We got nothing but time.
That's it. Hey, that's it. You're here.
That's how I look at it. We got nothing but time.
Like I always say, it ain't over till it's over.
That's right.
Yeah.
Until the clock strikes zero.
Well, I also feel like the more you hear stories about
I'm about to go home and watch that. I'm about to go home and watch.
the more you hear stories about men who tried and succeeded. They got back in their lives of their kids. They did something. It makes other men say, maybe I could do it. Mm-hmm. So it ain't how you start. It ain't how you start the game. It's how you finish this game. And so fatherhood is forever. We're off to. I feel like this is a good start to 2025.
Can we get some poetry?
Yeah,
bring us out.
You want to take us out in a little poetry?
Some poetry on the way out, man.
We'll take whatever you want to give, man.
We heard what the topics are. Let's keep it a little light.
Tell them why you mad. Tell them why you mad.
Whatever you want, man. I like to hear some poetry as we go.
Let me give you some love.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me bring up one of my classics.
You know, Mind Evolution is?
Of course, I grew up with her. That's my friend Tracy. I know Tracy.
Yeah. Me and her used to be partners.
They were partnered.
Yeah, we were like
Mirror and Mind Evolution.
a dynamic duo.
Mind Evolution, yeah. That's
But he was Mirror. He's Mirror.
Mirror, I was Mirror.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, you didn't know
Arim.
Yes.
Okay.
Mirror. Mirror, Arim. You know about it.
He didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he does.
You know, I'm Mirror the Lion, a natural beast on the mic. I spit poetry like a fist, jab you in a fight. My words illuminate, turn the darkness into light. Close your eyes when I speak, because you might lose your sight. When cats hear me speak, they be like, damn, I need to write. Have them under the cover, pin pad, and like, that's like,
yeah. Okay, that's one called I Want to Make Love. Some people heard it, some people haven't. I want to make love. The kind that'll bring a smile to your face when the phone ring or give you butterflies when touched. The kind of love where sweet nothing are whispered in ears and giggles are made at jokes that aren't even funny. The kind where arguments are an expression of our difference of opinions and not our disappointments. The kind of love where making up is intense love making instead of a simple I'm sorry, see. I want to make love. The kind where long drives are taken to nowhere and hand-holding is a must. The kind of love where money isn't an issue and togetherness is all that matters. The kind of love where back rubs and foot massages are given after stressful days and candlelit dinners are prepared on Tuesdays. The kind of love where soft kisses and flowers are given just because. I want to make love. The kind where pillow talk is our nightly conversation and birthday suits are worn as pajamas. The kind of love where the sunshine radiates through the smile on our faces instead of the morning sun. The kind where we worry more about us and not them. The kind of love where gossip is baseless and trust, my dear, is everything. See, I want to make love. The kind that's built on respect and monogamy as our foundation. The kind of love where greetings are met with soft kisses and goodbyes are ended with long I love yous. The kind of love where forever seems like yesterday and eternity is just days away. The kind of love where to death do us part It's an oath for undying love for one another and not just a wedding vow. See, I want to make love. Can we make love, ladies?
Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Midnight Love.
Yeah. We are out of here. This has been the first episode of the Manhood Tree for 2025. We're going to have more motivation, more energy coming up next week. Join us again next week, 6 o'clock on the dot. We're starting on time next week. I want to give it up for I Shine D Poet. I want to give it up to Carlos Toro. And of course, my main man, Alonzo Lee Beckett. My name is Abdul Rahman bin Muhammad. We are out. Never stop dreaming. Fatherhood is forever. Peace.